I'm Dan Mezzano, Vice President of Government Business for Philips Healthcare. I'm speaking to you from trailer number 1 at Smit Manufacturing in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. We're here to put together 3 mobile 1.5 MRI systems for the Joint Task Force 44, which will be deployed in Afghanistan at 3 locations. Task Force 44 is primarily developed to continue to define traumatic brain injury. Philips has been affiliated with the military pre-World War II, and as technology advanced, we've certainly promoted our technology throughout all 3 branches of the service. Within the last, I'd like to say 10 years, our relationship with Army, Navy, and Air Force as technology has advanced has certainly picked up a tremendous amount of momentum. At this point in time, we have a very dominant position in our deployable CT and radiographic technologies, both here in the United States and offshore. In May 2011, Philips was awarded a contract for 3 1.5 mobile MRI systems to be deployed in these mobile configurations in Afghanistan in support of the Army, Navy, and Air Force endeavors in theater. The mobile MRIs that we'll be delivering to the military are very unique because they're self-contained. And when I say self-contained, when we look at the conditions in Afghanistan, things that we take for granted, power, water, environment, are big challenges for them every day. These 3 MRI systems are absolutely self-contained. They run on their own generators, and the only thing we need to keep these things going besides the personnel is diesel fuel. And as long as we have diesel, we could do MRI imaging anywhere in the globe. The DoD, I believe, chose Philips for this deployment based on our experience. To date, we have 24 CT scanners that are deployed in the ISO shelter configurations, again, self-contained CT units, similar to these mobiles that are deployed in the field hospitals throughout Afghanistan and Iraq. And because of our experience, they've spun it into the MRI systems that we're here with now. Again, when we put CT scanners, we put MRI systems in these deployable configurations, it takes it to a whole new level. Even with these MRs now, with our vast experience, we've had to be very flexible and be able to adjust quickly to some of the unseen challenges in these installations. And we want to be proactive before we get into deployment to make sure that these things run properly once they get to the places where they're the most needed. Task Force 44 is the designation that was given by the military. And many of our conference calls with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, were corrected that this was not a Navy-specific project, that it was a project with all of the DoD. So Army, Navy, and Air Force are all involved in this project. Even as we're here in Rotterdam, we have Navy physicists, we have Army biomedical engineers, and we have Air Force physicists here testing and helping install these systems for deployment. It's my understanding that these MRI systems will be used primarily for traumatic brain injury. So I think across the media, on television interviews and different communications, we see that traumatic brain injury is a major area of investigation. The Joint Chiefs of Staff thought this was a very important endeavor to actually collect this data after the trauma has happened there on the battlefield. Historically, these types of evaluations may not have happened until these soldiers were rotated back to the United States or through Landstuhl. Now we're going to collect this data, hopefully, as soon after the trauma occurs, so that we can start to develop treatment plans for these folks as soon as possible. Task Force 44 has been a tremendous project. As I take a step back and think about the detail and the planning and the people from the Philips family that have jumped in and made these very, very unique Solutions work, it's been heartfelt. Very proud to be part of the mission. We have personnel both from North America, here in Europe, in Rotterdam and Best, that have really come together to make this challenging project into a successful conclusion.